that not an academy team comes in with that experience, and gonna have to see if Silas is thought about in this draft by Tails.
I believe the word for that is comeback and not upset. But
yeah, thank you.
That is what it was, for sure.
Smacks.
They sometimes say don't call it a comeback, but that's exactly what we're going to call it here, Cubby, because Not Academy team did not have the early game on lock at all. They were struggling in the mid game, as has kind of been a trend a little bit. They've seemed to have gone a little bit off the rails when it comes to the mid game, some of these games, especially in the quarterfinals that we watched, but they've still clutched it out in the end, and those last two team fights are pretty good proof of that, Cubby. That was absolutely incredible. But you know what else is incredible? Olaf, and that's why he's banned again.
Yeah, it was last draft when pick 5, and we were like both screaming Silas. Sojin, it's got to be an easy pick for him. Him and Tuesday go back with CLG Academy as well. Some history there. Definitely a lot of faith being put in Tuesday. I say that, but like Silas was a no-brainer pick there, right? Just slam Silas. It's a free game against Orm Malphite. They managed to come back, find that win. Curious to see what kind of adjustments we see in this draft, and curious to see if Graves is taken out of XU's hand, who has been the highlight player that we've seen from Cloud9 amateur so far, going to be taken away from him in this one and given over to Winston.
Yeah, there it is. Winston on that champion yet again today. And the Graves performances across the board have been phenomenal, Cubby. The even Play Emotional was having some incredible stuff on that champion. I believe he went 8-0 in a previous game on the day, Cubby. So definitely excited to see that one picked again. But you called it. We don't even need to show the champions here, Cubby. You're just telling them like it is.
No, this is the combo. Talia got nerfed this patch. Still a good answer into Graves as well, but AP options good in this champion. And XU played Nidalee earlier. And so the Renekton ban, props to Sojin, makes a lot more sense here. Denying that combo on red side if you do want to first pick the Graves. Instead, it's going to be Camille, Nidalee. And curious to see, are we going to have a Jack Slam come out here from Dokla? That is usually the answer to Camille, but no, instead going to be the Vladimir. So the pool is going to try and be used to dodge out on that Spear combo coming on through for the top lane, and is a pick that can technically still be flexed throughout the rest of the draft as well.
Wherever this champion is going to be flexed, you got to know that this is a safe scaling champion. So, Cubby, I'm feeling like we're going to have a little bit of a long one on our hands this time with the Vladimir coming out, the Graves being more aligned with that one too. And just to solidify the AoE team fight damage, the Misfortune gets locked in blind for the Apollo. Not going to be going for the Jhin this time around.
Okay, the Captain Shrimp special coming on through. No one's really playing that much Twisted Fate, but still a specialty pick that we have here coming out from Captain Shrimps, and this puts a lot of focus on XU, and I do like the fact they've given him two solo lanes with CC to help with some gank assists so these spears can land. Curious to see what the answer is going to be here for Not Academy team as bans keep on coming through. 280 carry should be taken away from C9 Amateur as Jin's taken off the table. Ezreal's been much lower priority, but still might be an okay ban here because it's very obvious they want to play towards Speedo, get this Camille rolling in the top lane.
Not just any CC for the Nidalee there too, Cubby. It's point-click CC with the gold card. So you can guarantee that someone will be stunned as soon as you flick your wrist and send that gold card their way, and then the spear comes flying in.
That makes a lot more sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kai'Sa being taken away. Leona's up. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Leona lock-in coming here, but instead, Tempo still seems to be siding with this Braum. It is very good into the MF and the Vladimir. Obviously, that Winter's Bite still can land through the pool. And so, might be one of those few times where I am down for Braum instead of Leona. Still on the table, though, but this does line up really well for Alistar to come on through. That's a champion we've seen Zeyzal play historically. We've seen him play it today to great success. It's a good handshake for this support matchup and works out really well for the Alistar.
Kevin, you sure you're not biased as the previous rank 1 Braum player in NA? You sure you're not biased?
That was last season. We're not grinding the ladder this season. As please pull off the Yone. This is a champion we haven't seen enough of. He's very OP right now.
Very. And very good against Twisted Fate, too, because he has a crazy interaction with his E, where if you recall, you recall the E, you don't press the B key. You come back to your soul,
yes.
you go unstoppable.
Let's go.
so you can eat up the entire gold card through doing that. And that's just the first thing that comes to mind when I think of how strong this champion is. So this is an excellent champion to be coming through. I hope that Tuesday continues to prove me wrong and continues to absolute smurf it in this series on Yone now too. Ooh, I'm excited for that.
Okay, Samira coming on through last, a champion that definitely wants to brawl out this lane, but really struggles in the lane phase against Apollo's Misfortune, which is a champion that Apollo, I don't want to say, I think is more known for his Ezreal play, but historically very good in the LCS as well. He is known for his team fighting. This is a champion that sets up perfectly for team fighting with that bullet time. Getting his hands on this one should be some early lane dominance. And I think that's why they ended up going with the Shen pick. This is something that allows Zeyzal to impact the top lane with that Stand United post 6 and try and save Dokla from dying. Also empowers Winston a little bit more to go in as well and can stop the gold cards as Zeyzal's quick on those fingers and positioning well with that W.
Apollo can get a little bit sad in this game, though. You already touched on the Bromwell being good at denying away the bullet time. Now they have another projectile denial ability in the Blade Whirl for Samira, so it could be a little bit difficult to land a very well-executed bullet time, but that is the least of Cloud9 Amateur's worries if this Yone gets off the ground and if Winston can put up another one of these Stellar Graves performances that we've seen all throughout the day.
Yeah, the MF, once these fights, get in the swing of things, is going to be difficult, but for lane phase, MF is a very lane-dominant champion, and not Academy team, they know that C9, they want to play towards that top side, right? They want to get Camille ahead with this Nidalee and Twisted Fate helping out as well, so should be a little bit more room for Apollo to step up and utilize some of the early game dominance that MF brings to the table. As Smacks, we hit the rift. No spectator delay needed. That stuff's garbage. We have evolved. No need.
Shout out to producer Joe, as always, for holding us down. And shout out to also, just real quick, to producer Doc. We all love him. Behind the scenes, he's been stepping it up today. Huge shout out to Nick Savio, our best good friend, producer Doc.
Second observer Sam and producer Lauren as well, as that is the squad that we are running with today, making the T-Tours happen, as we like to say over here at Challengers Uprising. And like the Sweeper Star coming out from XU, going to clear out this early ward. Good scouting coming out from C9 Amateur. It should help open up a path and a potential invade. This is something you can do with Braum. We're going to have to see if Zeyzal falls victim.
Ooh, the zombie ward can be quite the bait to pull in some juicy supports. No flash going to be used by Zeyzal. He does start with that taunt, but he's still eyeing that ward. Looking pretty tasty there. Can't quite see the hook, or the fishing line attached to it, but
this is the right play from both Zeyzal and C9AM. Invading with Braum, so powerful still. The Samira also gives some power as well. Zeyzal just going to scout it out, let Winston know they have the start, and I like this cheese coming out from Speedo too. He's going to try and win the lane level 1. Should be a very positive trade for Camille.
Yeah, Dorfla did get a Q off onto the red buff, so he's going to have that available to him in a bit, but still, the Q so strong for Speedo in that level 1 exchange, and it will knock Dokla all the way down to half HP. Like I said, though, lots of healing for Dokla on this Vladimir, so not going to be too worried in this matchup, and especially so considering that Winston is splitting the map topside entirely, just going for the complete vertical jungle to help out that top laner. Like we've been seeing throughout the day, Winston and Dokla are a deadly duo.
This is an interesting start coming out because it is C9 opting into this vertical jungling style, but walking into this game, we expected for them to play for this Camille, right? Make sure that you can utilize that hookshot combo to land those spears and try and get the Vlad behind, get Camille rolling, because if she does get rolling, she can dumpster Vlad in that matchup. Instead, going to be vertical lanes coming on through, and that does hurt the Camille quite a bit. To see Vladimir get an early lead, but potential double flash already. Zeyzal's going to go down.
Zeyzal backing away from the spear, but still not enough to keep him alive. Flash and heal used to try to save that Shen, but still first blood. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Tuesday dashing forward twice to land all that damage to Captain Shrimps. The soul comes back in the flash forward. Winston secures that one down. It's a 1-to-1 across the board.
Really nice counter coming out from Winston as they get this Yone ahead. Very important for Tuesday, as if Yone does get ahead, he can wipe fights with that ultimate if he catches out multiple members, and really happy that we're seeing this champion because it's something that, was teased earlier, the start of the show, right? Fire talking about how powerful this champion can be in team fights. Glad that we finally get to see it here, as we are going to get a couple replays around the map. Zeyzal, once they see Nidalee, they know it's over.
Yeah, Samira just dashing forward to knock down that last Braum hit, getting the stun, and then the knock-up immediately. It's a nice little follow-up that Samira and Braum can do together, but yes, in this mid lane Tuesday, it covers so much ground with the E and then the Q3 as well. Winston just flashing to secure that final blow. Will make sure this lane continues to go the way of Tuesday, and I really like that Winston is finally showing this mid lane some attention, because Yone is definitely the champion that you want to be getting ahead. Once he hits those items, it doesn't matter what his score is. If he has that full crit, if he has a lot of damage, you will die.
In the laning phase, a champion that does require some love being melee, oftentimes we see Ignite taken for Yone, so love is usually needed to make sure that the Yone does get a good base. This game did opt for the teleport, so a little bit more global presence to try and match those Twisted Fate ports coming on through as the game does move on. And I really love XU making at least a little bit of a visit here, and might be able to find the Raptors, take those away as Winston is resetting.
There's no he's been spotted though. There's that ward, and Winston is on the way towards this Nidalee. Tuesday has a Q3 ready to go. Just going to use it to get over the wall. I believe they're just going to be backing away from that one, as XU got what he came for. And we do see the Speedo in his top lane. Pushing this in, he's going to get a recall off of his own. Start picking up those components for this Camille and really start to attempt getting this early game off the ground. He's had a rough go of it so far. Cubby, look at that CS discrepancy.
Not a good start, and this is much thanks to the vertical jungling. I will give props to XU. Did manage to catch both Raptors on respawn, something that is very important to get yourself ahead in the jungle with XP. We have Winston, instead of taking those Raptors, taking the Dragon, as he knew that XU was going to path to get these camps, but Nidalee is going to get ahead, get some tempo off of this. Instead, we're going to have a Dragon going on over to not Academy team instead.
Yeah, the Raptors are the little birds, but XU forgetting about the big one in the pit, as it turns out. And that was a Cloud Dragon that's going to be picked up by XU. As we're going to pause, Cubby. We're on the screen again. Hello, everyone.
Well, we are going to get the issue pretty soon, figure out what's going on with the pause. But early game, I'm not so sure about Cloud9 Amateur's game plan, right? Playing towards the Samira makes sense. But playing away from the Camille also kind of goes against what they want to do. I figured that when they hit 6, they just want to kind of blitz it up top. Nidalee has gotten ahead early, as we had expected out of XU with some nice pathing. So good to see that. But I want to see that Camille given some love, because if you put Vladimir in the cage and send Twisted Fate up there with Nidalee, should be free kills.
Yeah, that's sort of the big discrepancy when it comes to this game for the experience that we're seeing, Cubby, because not Academy team are really more looking toward that level 9 to come online, where they start getting their first items and they get their first abilities maxed. Most notably, the Vladimir getting all 5 points into his Q is so huge for him. Just makes the healing completely off the charts, and the cooldown on that is incredible. So I have to see if Cloud9 Amateur can actually abuse that 3 to 4 level state where they are significantly stronger. They can go for these big team fights, because if they don't, then they are just going to get run over come 25, 30, 35 minutes if it gets to that.
And the fact they can side lane, right? Camille, Twisted Fate do side lane very well. Yone side lanes fantastically as well, but should still be a really good window in the game where you can shut down Vladimir, given the globals that you have on that champion and some help. More so looking this game to see what Zeyzal does, right? On this Shen, we talked about how, he walks in with a lot more experience under his belt as a support in what we view as the weakest role in an amateur, and it's really not close. He has Shen into Braum. Braum can roam skirmish a little bit, but Shen gets around the map a little bit better with Stand United. Really want to see what he does. I want to see if they pull off that early Rift Herald swap we've been seeing with him just basing and roaming up. And want to see if he's top lane at the right time, because if Doko's able to call that, he can absolutely turn around a gank, whether it's Stand United or not.
Yeah, fun thing about that Shen, Cubby, is that he doesn't actually need to roam to get up there. He can just press R from the lane if he does hit level 6, of course. Sometimes when you do go for those level 8 Rift Herald swaps, you, as a support, are not quite at that ultimate point. But Zeyzal, of course, knowing the limits of his champion, he might just go up there anyway, just at level 5. You still have the taunt. Couple of levels into that one is going to make sure you have that off cooldown. You can get that huge sweeping crowd control sometimes through, and he's shown that he gets there first, Cubby. Getting there first is half the battle, if even more than that, because if you're there first, then you get all the wards down, you get your positioning down, and sometimes you just scare them off completely. All right, that's yours. We'll get you next time.
Very true, Smacks, as we are still waiting for the reason for the pause, but kind of taking a bigger step back. Obviously, this is the exhibition match for Proving Grounds, kind of the intro that we have, as all these teams are playing for a little bit of a 1.5K, as I did get word that we are working on fixing production stutter coming on through, but I'm interested in your take, because with the new Proving Grounds format, we have some tier 2s. Risen starts up this week on the 11th, I believe, with the reveal stream tomorrow.
2 days.
That's a lot of new, and a lot of new teams kind of showing up. 32 teams going to be competing in Risen, but with, I guess, the bigger picture, I'm curious, where do you think Amateur is compared to Academy? Because obviously all these teams gunning to make it to Proving Grounds with the top 16 teams, going to be competing against the Academy teams. We're going to have to see if they can, take down those big teams that we have sitting up there competing in that regular season.
Well, first of all, Cubby, I just want to thank you for plugging my content, because that reveal stream for Risen is going to be hosted by yours truly. So be sure to tune into that tomorrow.
Wow, but that's humble brag.
Oh, it's more than humble. I'm very proud of it. I'm excited to do it tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. You better be there, or I will be mad. But
okay,
the teams in Amateur this year definitely have taken a step up. Sometimes just a step to the side, because we of course have Firefire, our king. We saw him earlier on the day. He is still an Amateur for God knows why. He's way better than that, but he's still going to be Wrecking House, and I think him just being here shows that we will be able to compete with Amateur, or with Academy, excuse me. It's really just then the question of, yeah, we have not Academy team. Yeah, we have a new esports main squad that we know are going to be able to compete. Are the other teams going to be at that level too? Is Cloud9 Amateur, for instance, going to be able to compete at that level too? Can they give the Academy teams a run for their money? And I'm excited to see the answer to that. But, Zazel's more excited about getting some taunts down. That's already a dead Braum. That is the ultimate from Tuesday. Can't get away from that one at all. He is taunted up. Now this jungle is theirs.
Man, how easy is that for the Yone, right? Just get taunted up, press R, disappears from the map. The power of that champion coming on through, so much upfront damage, and I want to see them continue to use that later, as we didn't see that, don't worry.
Cubby, I have bad news.
We saw it?
I saw it.
Okay.
And I think all the people in the chat also saw it.
A little bit of an oopsie there for Speedo, as that is not going... That's going to shut down the roam that we have for Captain Shrimps, and no flash for the Camille. Actually, a big misplay coming out, as that is a lot of tempo lost. That was a good window for Captain Shrimps to roam.
I don't want to get too into this, but did he think he was going to kill Dokla? This is
no,
this
TF
is
was
full
rolling
HP
up. He was
lad.
about to port.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Watch the mini-maps, Max. Come on.
You'd think as a support player that I would be good at that.
Where's your map awareness?
Well, I'm aware that XU is in this top lane. I don't know if Dokla's aware of that. This is going to be round 2, that one. The Camille stun, not going to be needed for this one. Is Dokla flashing away? He will survive.
All right, Dokla. Just smoothing his way on out of there. That's big losses coming out here for C9. That is just all the tempo that they have. Any play they wanted to make, gone with that failure to make a play twice in the top lane on Dokla. Yes, they get his flash, but gonna have to wait for Captain Shrimps to get that ultimate back to pressure that Vladimir once again. And I expect that also means that it's another Dragon going the way of not Academy team, as we do have a base. We do have that Rift Herald started, and Shen can join the party at any time. Braum cannot.
Well, not anytime, Cubby, as Zazel is level 5. He will not be able to arrive just yet.
I'm too busy watching the minimap. I gotta check the HUD, too.
Gotta look at all things when you're a caster, Cubby. You gotta have 6 eyes, but, there is the ultimate onto the Winston. He's just dead, as now Tuesday's flashing forward to try to execute XU auto attacks the Yone instead of the blast code. He will drop, but Speedo has some auto attacks of his own, landing them onto Tuesday. Already 2 kills. Blast Cone is here for Speedo now, and he makes his great escape.
Nice 2-for-1 coming out from C9. Things were looking tough for them, but those kills going on over should help a little bit, being on the right people as well. This Camille want to see her get ahead, get fed, so she can start pressuring the side lane. I think the big thing is that the ult for Tuesday just doesn't connect.
Yeah. Just completely missing onto everyone. He has his soul there, but that just tells you exactly where he's going to be. XU's escape path dropped. Can't get out, but like I said, Speedo will be the benefactor of that Blast Cone being there just shortly. So he just makes quick work of Tuesday. Camille, it turns out, still deals a lot of damage even while down 20 CS in lane.
That's not going to change as the game goes on, too, as
No.
looking to be Triforce for the Camille this game. That makes sense going up against a lot of the squishies. And new changes. Less AD, more ability haste, so more hook shots coming out. Feels good for Speedo.
Yeah, more ability haste is nice. I find it curious that this item is very, very focused on attack speed as a stat. Even the Mythic passive gives you more attack speed than you would even know what to do with, honestly. It's a lot. But it does heavily benefit someone like Camille, who does just auto-attack all the time. Her Q is just a better auto-attack, so I really do like attack.
Almost has ultimate up. I wonder if they're going to look for this play with numbers on their side.
Oh!
What?
He's gone. Vito's dead.
Bad Magical. What magic trick did he use there to disappear? We're going to need production to let me know
Pushed him off the screen.
thinks. Wow.
Dokala just going to survive this one. Uses the Hemo Plague just to heal up a little bit more. And going to continue pushing this wave under the turret to try to deny it away from Speedo. Has teleport, but 5 seconds left on the death timer. Yeah, I'm with you, Cubby. I don't know what magic spell was cast onto him, but he was at 800 health, and then he wasn't.
And he was at 0. As I must say, like, the fact that C9 has not been able to pull off any plays in the top lane, I mean, it's really stalled out their strategy. And you mentioned the level 9 Vladimir, right? Dokla has that now. He feels pretty good in this lane with all the CDR he has, as 1 Phoenix Codex is not enough, going for 2 books.
That's the dual wield strategy.
He's double fisting books.
You think in the League of Legends Runeterra MMO, you can dual wield tomes and just like cast 2 fireballs at once?
Ooh, that'd be cool for Rise.
Yeah, I mean, Rise has that 1 big book, but if you give him 2 books, we've all seen that music video with Faker in the book where he closes it. But imagine the wind that would go up into his hair if he closed 2 books.
It appears that C9's making a play on this dragon. They do have the numbers. I'm curious though. This is tricky. Tuesday go land a huge ultimate here.
Glacial Fissure onto Zeyzal. Only Zeyzal, though, as he flashes forward with the taunt. There's that same combo yet again. Yone arriving. He's ticking down. He will be out. But now it is just not Academy team taking control of this entire dragon. Everyone in Cloud9 still alive. The dragon has reset. The teleport is not here for Captain Trimps.
No, he's got it.
Oh, he does have it. I was baited by the Summoner spell, but he's got it in a couple of seconds. Will he channel it, or will the dragon just die? It will just be the dragon going over. That's the 2nd dragon of the game for Not Academy.
That's big for Not Academy. Look at that wave in the top lane as well. They're getting to crash off, so that's more golden XP lost for Speedo in this top lane, as that deficit getting borderline out of hand for Dokla. Or in favor of Dokla, I should say, as the failure to make those plays in the top lane, like, that is their win condition, right? It's get Camille ahead, then try and side lane, try and attack this Vlad. Now that they do not have that option, Yone does beat Twisted Fate in the side lane. Vladimir's going to be able to hold his own and should survive. It's going to be really tricky for C9 to execute anything close to their team comp goal here, as they're going to go for the play once again.
Speedo locking him into that hexagon. There is the Twisted Fate ulti yet again. Pool used, but look at all the healing. Zeyzal has arrived as well with the Stand United. Now the pool is used. Flashing forward, Zeyzal will be the sacrifice, but the top laner survives.
Zeyzal blocked the stun with Shen. It wasn't enough. It saves the Vladimir. Winston's now here to help. They should be able to prevent plates from going on down. Dokla's still going to get this XP, so it's a lot invested for very little for C9 still, as you can see Yone getting plates in the mid lane.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's already down to 1. Will be getting a 2nd one at the very least. Just left to his own devices in this lane. Turret plates will be down in about 15 seconds time, so can't stick around for too long, but all the gold that goes over to Yone is just that much more toward the win condition of not Academy Team Cubby. We've been talking about it all game. Once this Yone gets his second item, he has that full crit. He will demolish you.
Basil did fall in the top lane, but that really doesn't matter, right? Vlad, he's still got the XP for that wave. They don't get any plates. They're still dropping the Rift in the mid lane, trying to knock that one down, which should be successful after Tuesday put in all that work. Going to be very close to going on down, but I don't know how C9 is going to be able to get their side lane set up as this game goes on. And every single play they attempt to try and get some gold into their carries, it's just not going their way. And what do we have in return? We just have not Academy Team picking up, you know, wave here and there, some gold, some XP here and there, and it doesn't show in the gold lead. It's a rather close game, but as the game goes on, as this Vladimir picks up more and more items and damage, it's just going to be so difficult for C9 to try and execute.
It's less about that number that we see at the bottom of our screen, more about the effectiveness of how it is used. You gotta remember that any gold that is spent on crit for Yone is effectively doubled. Because
it's more
he
than
does
that with
get
this patch.
twice as much. Oh yeah, that's true. It's tripled, I think. Is that correct, actually?
Yeah, they I need freak math for that one, honestly. I really don't know what's going on.
It's 2.5 times.
Yes,
I think.
but they decreased his AD scaling and the damage scaling from it, I believe.
Ah. Well, 100 crit feels better than 80, so I still like the chance.
That's some good math there, Sam.
Thank you.
Doko's getting really aggressive.
Yeah, Speedo. Oh,
See ya.
the channel didn't even come in time. He didn't even get an assist for that. That's how fast he just got demolished again, Cubby.
You know what? He just wanted to get up there and shake his hand real fast. Like, you know what, Dokla? Nice job.
High five.
Dokla's doing his best Big Dokes impression this game, as he's showing up. And has, what do we have, 40 ability haste already for this Vladimir? Very scary in that top lane, and is not going to be stopped anytime soon. He is off to the races.
The Dokes have never been bigger, Cubby, in this game today as he picks up the first turret of the game. Tuesday, trying to make it the second. Will get stunned, but Gale Force is good.
Gale Force is really good on Yone, actually, because of the interaction with E, where whatever damage you deal during that gets increased. That extra damage coming down from the item active can help you blow up any members. Also give you some better angles for ultimates. Gonna have to see if Tuesday does use that one well. As his positioning and play on the Silas last game was, I don't want to say it was great early, but as the game went on, it was pretty impressive. As I still want to see that clip on Reddit later. That was, yeah, that was crazy.
Now, Cubby, I don't mean to call you out, but does Gale Force actually work with the E? Because if it was similar to Zed, then I feel like it wouldn't, because it took away that interaction with the Bork active.
I believe it does. If not, I blame Troy 1.
Okay. Well, Troy,
not my
this
fault.
is all your fault.
Oh.
Tuesday.
See ya.
That's another benefit of that ultimate. You can just leave.
He didn't want to get COVID from Italy and just social distance himself. Nice and easy.
Cubby, it's 2021. We
Wear
gotta
your
stop
masks.
making these jokes eventually.
Never, man. That's why we're on this broadcast, right?
Okay. Well, okay, I have a quick story. Cassidy and I just recently started watching The Bachelor because the new season's out, and we kept a tally of we kept a tally of how many times they made a reference to COVID throughout, and I believe at the end of the first episode it was at 7.
Oh,
so that's a lot. You know what else is a lot? Is all of the ultimates that are being blown onto the spot side by not amateur. The flash taunt from Zazel lands onto 2 people. Here comes Tuesday. He's going to yoink himself back to the river, but not before killing XU. That's 3 dead already. Not amateur making a sweep.
All right, Zazel, that is the semifinalist that we know and love. The shot caller, the playmaker coming on through. What a beautiful taunt flash coming on through. Gets 2 members locked up, getting knocked on down. C9, you walk away with the dragon, but walk away with 3 in the death chamber, as there is no slowing down Non-Academy this game.
And just like my wife and my friend Emily watching The Bachelor, I am hot and bothered right now by this Zazel play. Look at what he was able to do on this Shen. He ports in with the Stand United, gets the taunt, gets the flash. Oh, this guy.
Okay. Oh, God, Smacks. I was not expecting that one.
Well,
How do you feel about triple Gale Force on the blue side team, by the way?
I like it.
Same feeling?
It's 3 times as good as having no Gale Forces. I did the math. Oh, look
boy.
at this teleport
TP
flag.
coming on in. This game's not slowing down anytime soon. We got another fight.
Not at all. That's a
there's
3-man
got ult
Emo
again.
Plague. The
Jesus.
Blade World did absolutely nothing. Dokla just rampaging through. Tuesday here to say hello, and now Tempos. That's another 3 kills going over to Not Amateur. It's XU just forced to kill the Raptors instead, but he might have backed himself into a corner. Now Red smiting Tuesday. He does not win this exchange. He's forced to dash over the wall, but Tuesday's got one of his own. So does Zazel. Do they have the damage, Cubby? They do. That's 4 kills for Not Amateur.
4-0 going on over. I said there was no slowing down Not Academy team. They don't want to slow down this game. That was a nice TP coming out with the ward as, more kills coming on down. Winston does go down, but there's going to be more gold to Dokla.
Man, did you catch my Freudian slip there? I said Not Amateur because these guys are way better than Amateur. These guys are smurfing it in this series, Cubby. They've finally turned it on the day. We saw them have a little bit of struggles. Maybe this is going to be some more. Captain Shrimp's teleporting in, just not dealing any damage to Apollo, though. And now Tuesday just going to dash back over the wall. Going to make their swift escape. Tuesday's not of his ult, but doesn't matter. He's out.
Get up. MVP minions. As well, Smacks, we got a 7K gold lead, and it might be a good time for you to start talking more about what's going on this season in The Bachelor, because this game, it seems like we're going to game 3 here, and C9 is going to be down 2-0. We're going to need someone queue up the tweet of there's no way they come back from this 0-2.
Oh, you got to remember that whenever you try to go on Dokla, it's not just him. It's Zazel, too. Speedo trying to flash away, trying to dash away. It's working thus far. Last cone for Dokla. Does he have the gap closer? I don't think he does, but Zazel has been hit by a massive spear. Glacial Fissure down. Dokla still has a lot of healing. I don't know if Zazel's going to be as lucky on the Shen. Still alive for now. XU does get killed by the bullet time from Apollo. Now he's in the middle of everyone. No ultimate left for Apollo. This is ulting Samira, but
my gosh.
look at him flash forward, Gale Force forward, getting a quadra kill. This is going to be a penta for Apollo. Captain Shrimp, stop stunning him, man. Let him have it. Let him have it. Winston canceling the auto attacks. Apollo, he's a speedy pirate. Here he comes. Penta kill for Apollo.
That was nice of Graves to do some sharing with MF. I don't think the lore agrees, but that's what's going to happen in this game. Apollo taking home the pentakill. This game has been all Not Academy team. That's the Nexus being exploded preemptively by the side of C9. They want out.